Greetings, my name is Rudimentary Rob. Welcome back to my Astroneer's Glitchwalker series. Today we are definitely in Glitchwalker content, or at least we actually have access to the first significant mission. It's there at the top called No Place Like Home. It's going to involve a journey to another planet because we have to place Ruby, which is I guess you could say a collection device. We have to place Ruby in a special kind of storm. And we don't have any of those on Silver here where we are now. We need to go to another planet. So, yeah, strap yourself in. Get your favourite high action, high speed Astroneer costume on, and we will get straight into the action. Oh, what do we have here? I think this counts as a first for me personally. You do encounter these sort of broken down bases. There's a frozen world which we'll go to eventually, maybe not in this series, but we'll certainly do it in my regular Astroneer series at some point. That is usually where I get to see these. I think this is the first one I've ever seen on Silver. Now, there is a ton of useful stuff around these, not the least of which, once we get to the point of wanting to shred things to make scrap, as you can see, there is a ton of stuff around here that we could potentially be shredding, but we're not quite ready for that yet. What I'm interested in is this thing. It is called a gravity globe, and it is a type of transport. And as you can see, it certainly gets around. And on Silver, because there's a lot of flat open plains, this is just a fantastic find. We're going to use this one quite a bit in this episode to get around in. It's a little bit unwieldy in the accelerating and stopping kind of sense because it's got a fair bit of inertia to it. But it doesn't require any power or fuel or anything like that. It's basically just free transport. So, wow. Okay, I can forgive this planet for its lack of clay. That more than makes up for it. I wonder what other nice little things that we can find in our expeditions today. Something I failed to notice at this point, and I certainly have a facepalm moment later in the episode, is I don't actually have the mission to unlock the packager and use the packager yet. Yeah, that one shows up somewhere later in the episode, and I end up having to run out and grab more graphite. So, yeah. Anyway, we're going to make another run back here to this broken down base because we want to pick up all of the good stuff, including this medium-sized solar panel. Our transport does not have any slots on it, so we can only transport whatever we can carry in our backpack, and the packager is really good for that. So we've come back. We're gonna, squish up any of these other items that we can use. If we don't find any more items that we want, I think the plan is we're going to go out and grab a few more science samples to take back and queue up so that we've got lots more bites coming in, which I dare say now we're probably going to end up using. It sounds like if we've got one mission to do in this solar system, I think it's reasonable to assume we may end up going to other planets as well. So a bit of extra science under our sleeve, up our yeah, whatever, is definitely not going to go astray. Now, our next bit of mission slash collection duties today revolve around a key and important ingredient for involved in making of rocket engines, and that is ammonia. And this comes back to what I said in a previous episode about wishing I'd, stopped to mine some of this, but it's alright. It's pretty close to base, and now we've got our little bit of motorised transport. Coming back here is definitely not a big deal at all. I was hoping to find something more useful in here than just one of these little holdery things, but whatever. It's a bit of a mixed bag with these little, I don't know, crashed research vessels, I guess. Some of them have some good stuff in them. Some of them are somewhat mundane. That one is definitely ticking the mundane box pretty heavily. Might even be pulling out the highlighter and a few exclamation marks on just how mundane that was. But it's all good. It wasn't the main reason we came out here anyway. We're here to get some of that lovely ammonia, and we use that for making our solid fuel boosters for our little rocket ship. And you're going to want to make sure you collect enough ammonia to make a couple. Each of the solid fuel boostery rockety things are only good for essentially 4 uses. Now, this is definitely not Kerbal Space Program or anything like that. You don't need to understand anything about rocket physics to get around in Astroneer. It's an automated sort of scripted process. If you've got a use in your rocket, or at least one use in your rocket, then you can get from the surface to orbit. You can then, move to another planet, and then you land. And that's kind of 2 uses of your rocket that you've now utilised. You have 4, which means the solid fuel ammonia rocket is good for essentially 1 complete round trip from another, like to and from another celestial body. But of course, once you get back, you're going to want to replace that so that you're ready to roll to go to your next destination, should you have another destination. Now, when it comes time to going out to do this research, I don't know if I'm going to need to come back here before it sends me off somewhere else. I'm going to assume that that's how they've written it. However, I am going to bring a spare booster with me just in case the plan changes. Here, I would really have liked to make something, well, something bigger than just the first shuttle. The first shuttle is very limited in terms of space. I was hoping I could make the next one up, but it requires the chemistry lab and potentially the atmospheric condenser as well to make the higher tech alloy that we need. That's a lot of effort that I'm not really prepared to go to in this game unless I absolutely need it. So we're just going to stick with the basics. The material requirements for these solid fuel boosters is not very high. Yeah, you don't get very far with them, but that said, I have a feeling we're not going to be needing a lot of them to get, you know, to the point where we don't need them anymore as far as the storyline for Glitchwalkers is concerned. It may end up proving me wrong at some point, but for the moment, I'm content that there's going to be more than enough ammonium around to meet our needs. Now, to print the shuttle, we do need the biggest printer for that, the extra large one. Which means if I don't want to disturb things too much, and I never usually want to, we need a new platform, and then we need to actually print the printer. So that's pretty much what I'm focused on at the moment. Once that's all hooked up, we've already got the aluminium we need to make the shuttle. We've got the materials we need to make the engine for it. And then I think the only other thing we need to spit out is an oxygenator that we're going to want to put on the shuttle so that we can tether off it if we need to. Yeah, this was my little reminder that I should probably unequip the drill mod because it sucks quite a lot of power, and if I'm ever off tether, it will eat through the power in my backpack quite quickly, unreasonably so. So here I go. As soon as I'm done unloading, I'm just going to kick the drill mod to one side for a moment so that it's not going to hold me up in the future. Yeah, guilty as charged. I was a little bit bored while I was waiting for the shuttle to finish printing, so I thought I'll start clicking off some stuff to do with these other missions. The Know Thy Galastropod one, I've already completed that completed the silver aspect of it in my regular series. That's one of the chains I'm definitely not going to need to worry about. I seriously doubt the Glitchwalkers content will touch on my knowledge of Galastropods somehow, but hey, look, stranger things have happened. Yeah, you remember I mentioned something about a facepalm moment. Yeah, I know I wasn't recording the sound of myself while I was recording the content for this, but yeah, you could almost hear and feel the slap and the groan that went along with it when I saw that. Never mind, we're still going to stay on mission here. We're going to print off our solid fuel booster, and while that's printing, I think we might then go for a bit of a run. But as it turns out, we've run out of aluminium, and we're just going for a bit of a run to grab some more. Now, other than the side effect of, unlocking these missions as a result of making stuff that we're going to make anyway, doing the missions, particularly these last couple that I'm doing now, are fantastic because they give you a small RTG. I mean, it only produces 1 power unit per second or however they want to measure it. But they're just limitless power in terms of they're always working. And so they are just absolutely fantastic for a lot of different uses. Not the least of which that when I get to areas where I will need to use my drill mod, having one of those plugged into my backpack is going to make a huge difference to, my power actually handling the load instead of it just emptying my backpack's charge. So, yeah, they're a little inconvenient, these missions, on materials sometimes, but honestly, they are worth doing it because the more of these little RTGs you can unlock, the easier your gameplay is going to be. It doesn't matter whether you're doing the Glitchwalkers or whether you're just playing through to, see out the completion of the existing solar system. RTGs are just fantastic. All right. this would be the bit where I finally cave into my OCD and I decide that, yes, I am going to go and grab some more graphite so that I can finally tick that one off my list as well. I can't remember if it gives us a RTG or not, but it's just one of these. It's one of these really easy quest kind of situations, and if I don't knock it out, I'll be constantly wondering if I've, missed out on something really useful. So we're just out here digging on this fairly small graphite deposit, so we can get a couple of graphites to take back to base and satisfy that mission. Alright, we're starting to pack for the journey. We now have our rocket. We've got all of the support items I feel like we're going to need. We're going to take a couple of packages with us just in case. We've got a shelter. We've got the mission collection item. We're just going to make a few tethers. And we're pretty much ready to rock and roll. But that's where we're going to leave it for this episode. I want to thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and to consider subscribing if you aren't already subscribed. Until next time, my name is Rudimentary Rob. Thank you very much for watching, and make sure you have yourself an absolutely fantastic day.